Hello, Kevin.
Hello?
You know what? Something broke on the stream because I am watching our stream on the second screen,
Yeah.
and then I could see you for a good while, just sitting there and dancing to the music.
Wow. Thankfully, I didn't do anything stupid.
Yeah,
I sometimes do. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Technology, right? Like I
Oh,
had
yeah.
this set up to the intro, the intro slide, like we are starting soon or whatever, and then I could just see you. That's strange. Yeah, we need
Well,
to actually rewind this after the stream. I'm gonna rewatch this and like actually see what have you been doing.
me, I'm just shaking my shake, trying to catch up on my protein, try and get big. Ryan, hello. Good to see you here.
Yeah, good to see you, man. That's great.
It's
Actually,
great to
I'm
start
not
with familiar faces.
good to start with some real faces. And sorry to gendered you, because Ryan, I don't know if you're a man, so I retract my comment. But good to see you, uh,
By the way, can I
Ryan.
be an asshole for a
No,
moment?
please don't. Like, why
Just
would
for a
you?
moment.
But like to me or like to our listeners or like
Oh,
in
no,
general?
no, no. Just an asshole, just noticing something, observing something that this layout with the main comment being displayed, it hides all of the, like, our name signatures.
Oh, meaning you're gonna be an asshole to the StreamYard team. That's fine. They
Yeah,
fucked
yeah.
up already. Like I could see you, even though I set it up so that it is like intro slide and not only you. So
I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie, it went through my head to change the shirt quickly before we go live. I
Oh,
I really did.
our viewership will go through the roof. Uh, Kevin, so we've been chatting for good 3 minutes. Who are we and why are we here?
Oh, yes, that's a very good question. Let me answer that. So, here is Łukasz. I'm Kiwin. We are developers from Callstack. We have a lot of years of experience, and in this, I keep calling it podcast. On this stream, we usually go through news from React Native world, playing
And
around with
React
and
and
React.
technology in general.
Yes,
And
playing
sometimes we talk about porn.
uh, straight up, yeah. Sometimes, like we talk
Let's not
about
lie.
anything that is interesting, anything that happens, like at this point. You commenting people's have huge impact on what is happening on the stream because it's not really like highly planned. I wouldn't say it's like 100% improvised. We have some agenda, some things we want to show you, some things we want to talk about, but overall, uh, we fly with the wind and we just try to have fun, try to learn in a good. Well, I keep forgetting words. In good company, in good company, having fun.
Funny you mentioned that. We have to because together we have a great company. So usually we do
We do.
this both of us. We do it alone. Sometimes like Mike joins as well, co-founder from Callstack. He is always welcome on this live stream, and he has an invite. Maybe he'll join today as well. But today I overbooked the guests, so it's not just
Overbooked.
meaning I invited our friend from Callstack with Polish surname but Brazilian background. I invited him over like yesterday in the morning, and then Reanimated 4 dropped. And when Reanimated 4 drops, I know that's gonna be the biggest news of the week. And TJ reached out and he said, "Oh, I can join the stream if you want. Like we can talk about Reanimated. I'm up for this." So without
Are they
further
hiding
ado,
somewhere? Where are they?
yes, without further ado, let me just do this. Let me just do this. I want to welcome the rock
And
stars.
I really hope that on actual stream you can see like,
I actually don't hear you right now. Okay, let's invite them over. Who dropped? What?
Kevin dropped for some reason.
Yes.
So
Okay, everyone's here.
Everyone is here. The StreamYard is acting out today. I really have to say that.
But it makes everything more fun.
So, combined experience. Kevin, you said that we together have a lot of years of combined experience. Now we have like 100 years of experience.
So I would start with Tomasz. Could you say a couple of words about you? Thiago, I would start with you, but it would seem not fair, I think, because yeah. So Tomasz, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So I'm Tomasz. You can call me TJ. And long story short, I'm a developer at Software Mansion for over 2.5 years, doing well, I think just open source stuff. So Reanimated, now React Native Worklets, the new library, but also sometimes, some pitches in gesture handler and so on. And I came here to talk about Reanimated 4 and what comes with it.
Nice. And I hate this layout even more now.
Why?
Because not only our names disappear, but also Tomasz is completely hidden behind the comment.
Let me hide my comment.
Behind your comment.
Okay, let's do this. I promise not to do it for Thiago then.
Okay, and Thiago, behind Thiago, you can see amazing Polish background.
Okay, hey guys, my name is Thiago. I'm a developer at Callstack for around, I think, more or less same time, 2.5 years, almost 3 years, something like that. Yeah, my surname is Polish, as you might see, maybe like a simplified version when they try to translate it to Brazilian, of course. But I'm Brazilian, and don't come talking to me in Polish. I won't understand a thing. This happens quite often, so sometimes it's good to let people know. But yeah,
I think I made that mistake.
Yeah, you actually do quite often.
Once
already, like few times.
Yeah.
So because Thiago nicely pretends that he speaks Polish, and also I was there when he was going through the Duolingo learning Polish, and it's such a unique experience hearing Duolingo pretend that sentences they teach are casual in Polish, like starzy ludzie lubią jabłka. Like that's called.
Is that the actual sentence?
That was the actual sentence.
This is strange.
Yeah.
Did you understand?
Ageism, man. That's ageism, man. And how can starzy ludzie lubią jabłka means old people likes apples, and
like
then
apples.
I'm thinking, how can they like apples when apples are really hard to bite and old people do not have very strong teeth?
That's ageism. That's assumptions. That's a lot of assumptions from you.
And also fruitism. Not all of the apples are hard, right?
Yeah, that's
okay. Maybe it's time to explain this stream to our listeners. And again, you are welcome to comment and to let us know what do you want us to discuss. And this stream is honestly for me, like I'm really selfish. So I established this stream so that I'm forced to learn something new each week. And I'm forced to read React and React Native news each week because it gives me a lot of confidence in my daily work, right? If I had not been doing that, I'm not sure if that's a proper sentence, I wouldn't know that much. I wouldn't be as good at my job. So that's all from me, and thank you guys for indulging me and being here with me. So as Kevin said, this is mostly unprepared reading of the news. Today it's a bit of special occasion because Tomasz is probably prepared. Like he spent the past months working on Reanimated. Hey, that's good. Thank you so much, Dark Academy. But I forgot, Kevin, one of the important topics that we have to touch on before we jump into the news.
Dr. K?
I think it's Dark Academy
I don't know.
or Dr.
Yeah, I would go for Dark Academy too.
Okay, I would go for Dr. K Academy because I know that there is a guy named Dr. K.
Yeah, guys, no assumptions, please.
First news this week. I was asked to do this, and I'm glad to do it. And we should give a shout out to our sponsor, who is this week. Every week it's Callstack, right? But this week, especially, we want to talk to you about React Universe Conf. So this used to be called React Native EU. I had a pleasure of hosting this once or 1.5 times. Right now, we rebranded to React Universe Conf last year, and like this year, we still have the same name. This is a conference that happens in Wrocław. This is gonna be like 8th time that we're doing this, which is fucking amazing. So shout out to Mike, who established this 8 years ago. If you want to join, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to join, so I know that you want to join, you can go to this website, reactuniverse.com, and then you can maybe look at our wonderful speakers, Fernando Rojo, who was recently, a few months ago, hired by Vercel to be a head of mobile. I'd love to see what Vercel is cooking in the mobile space. I'd love to see them going into mobile in React Native. We discussed that on the show already. Xuan Huang, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but also like he's amazing. He's an architect at Links, so he's gonna talk about this newest React Native sibling, let's say, newest framework of using JavaScript and React-like primitives to build mobile apps. He's from Links, like it says here, but Links is created by ByteDance, so TikTok. So this technology is already used in a bunch of products at ByteDance. Aurora, you can know her from great talks that she gives regularly. I remember her talk from React Conf last year. Matt Pocock, like this guy needs no introduction. He has been in like internet TypeScript space for a long time. This time around, he's gonna do a workshop about AI and then also a talk about AI. So join us for that. And then like we have a bunch of other like famous people here. Mark from Margello, Jay from Legend. With Kren, we did a live stream 2 weeks ago about Node API. So like, yeah, like, come on. You can buy tickets here. I'm not sure what else to say. Kevin, help me out here. Why am I doing the ad read myself?
I think it's
Because-
funny.
because I was drinking-
Sorry. So let me interrupt just a little quick. I think it's funny that you say like a lot of famous people, and then you jump one person, and then you casually jump the creator of SQLite. So that's a bit funny to me.
Okay, yeah. He's like, so this is gonna be a hot take, but I feel like Mark is more famous in React Native space than Richard Heap.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then that J, creator of Legend List, Legend State, Legend everything, is more famous in React and React Native space than
I
Richard Heap.
actually have some beef with Legend List and Flash List and all of the
Okay,
magical
we are
list
kicking
implementations.
Kevin out of this show. He's gone. Thank you, Kevin, for being with us for this past few weeks.
Explain later. I will explain later. Did I freeze?
I guess so. Sorry, it's my fault and StreamYard's fault as well.
No worries. No, like, no technology is perfect. And I tried implementing some stuff with Legend List that shouldn't be implemented with legend list. And in my case, casual, regular, flat list worked the best, to my surprise. Also, all of those lists that are reappropriating cells, they get their z indexes messed up often. So if you want to have some like, okay, what's happening with my face here?
You're just making a point.
Yeah, great point.
No, sorry, because I'm trying to. God damn it! I'm trying to be actually prepared. And while we are talking, I'm setting up fresh, new, nice Expo project on which we can play around with newest Reanimated.
Yeah, that's the issue. When I do that on the stream, I freeze all the time. So thank you for doing that this time around.
Yeah, but you freeze, but your camera works. That's amazing.
Oh, I'm not doing this right now.
By the way, hello, hi there, hello, I smelled. Great seeing all of you here. My name is Doru. Such amazing names. Doru.
Yeah. I would like
yeah, but
to know
about React Universe.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a great conference. A lot of amazing talks, and even more amazing talks after the talks with just like casually talking around with people. So I do recommend. I've been on, I guess, 3 already, or 2 of them. On 3. No, wait. Never mind. All of them were extremely fun. So I do recommend them.
Yeah. I wonder for all of the people that are watching us, which is 75 of you already. Thank you so much for joining. I have 2 questions. Where are you coming from? Meaning, how did you find our little live stream? And then, are you interested in joining us at reactuniverse.conf? Let us know in the comments, or just hit me up on my handle that's under my name there. You can shoot me a message or public post. Should we get on with this?
Yes, I'm going to start with asking a simple question. Tomasz, could you point me to a, because you have the most knowledge about newest release of Reanimated. Recently, I spent quite a lot of time with Reanimated. I learned to love it and to hate it in specific scenarios. Yeah, exactly. Because as I said, not every technology is perfect. Let me tell you which version I was using, just for the context. I was using Reanimated version 3.17.
Yep. What about it?
And since we would like to showcase the biggest changes, the biggest improvements in new release, I'm on my second screen. I'm preparing like a nice showcase to present all of the new things. So what do you think would be the best like lists, or just like we will play with the regular good old square div running around the screen?
So, I mean, in terms of lists, it's really, I think it's kind of agnostic to Reanimated. You can go with legend list, flash list, flat list, or animated flat list if you want to animate the whole list. I mean, the problems of lists usually don't come down to animations. So, but if you want to showcase the newest features of Reanimated, you have to use Reanimated 4.
Okay, so
Queuing, I was actually thinking to leave Reanimated a little bit further in the episode, so that we can start maybe with some like brief overview of something else that happened in the ecosystem. Let people join. Like, this is the biggest subject, so I don't want to like do it for 80 people. I want to do it for 1,000 people. Let's see. We are not going to do Reanimated 4 if not 1,000 people are not joining the stream. So tell your grandmother that she needs to be here to to hear about this. I
So
wanted
in the
to go.
meanwhile, I
Yeah.
will prepare nice showcase and I will set up a small project with Reanimated, so we can go back to that, because I really would like to talk about Reanimated, because despite my being mean, I really love this technology. So I would like to
Meaning
learn even more
Reanimated.
about it. What?
Meaning Reanimated or what?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you love?
Like once I figured out, because I started using my own magical technique for having nicely performing Reanimated, because I noticed that Reanimated, like people tend to overuse shared values, plenty of components using them, plenty of calculations, plenty of
TJ,
worklets.
should we remove him from the stream again? Is he misbehaving already?
Yeah, I mean we can dive into details about this really quick. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
so
detail.
like those things, and I started doing a technique. I call myself, I call it the metronome.
He has a name for it.
The device
Yeah.
that tells you the frequency or whatever?
No. I call this technique a metronome, and I'm going to present it, but let's keep people guessing what is the metronome technique. No, no. That's my own name for it.
Okay.
Like
I think
everyone
it's like
knows.
a metro and a garden gnome.
No. It's actually like from the metronome, but it's a technique I started, like I figured it out for my library, which was released this week. And then I found much more use cases for using that technique. But I'm going to share it later, after we will go through the newsletter and news from this week. So people will have something to look up to. And today I'm like actually really prepared. Like, here's my protein shake, here's my coffee, here's my Pepsi. So
Here's my toilet.
Yeah, don't show the bucket.
Here's my KFC bucket.
I hope nobody saw that when we were counting down to the start.
Let's start. So, newest this week in React, the best newsletter there is. And sorry, other companies have newsletters as well. We have a newsletter at Callstack. Infinite Red has one. TJ, does Software Mention release a newsletter once in a while, like branded by Software Mention?
Well, recently we are collaborating with Sebastian to make.
Yeah,
This Week
I
in
know
React.
that. I know that. Yeah.
So, but I don't think
I
we have
guess he
like a
was
regular
asking-
basis. We don't have a regular basis newsletter. Just more
Yeah.
of like from time to time blog posts.
Yeah, I was going to say that ours, like, we are releasing this like probably once a month or whatever. Infinite Reds, probably same frequency, if not like unregularly. But this one, you can count on this every Wednesday to give you a lot of different news. And I really like how all of the news are emoticonized, so that you know where is this news coming from. This is this is a Twitter.
This is
This is a video. This is
Yeah,
a
I'm sorry.
podcast.
I'm so sorry that I'm laughing, but just we figured it out on the last stream.
Yeah,
and
like we deciphered it.
I didn't know that
We cracked the code.
Łukasz, I didn't know you are so excited by the. Like, we cracked the code. We need to share that info with people. Like,
To be honest, I didn't know they had a website. I was usually just getting on the email.
Yeah,
yeah.
they
That's
do.
quite nice.
You know, since most of like phishing happens on emails, I tend to avoid my email completely. So like you can't get scammed if you don't use your email.
Yeah, you can, but yeah, maybe maybe less.
Okay.
Yeah, the scammers are really advanced now.
So I'm skimming through this. So obviously, the biggest news there is. I'm starting with React Native this week. So let's. Ooh, this is a nice one. Callstack was sold 2 days ago, or maybe yesterday. I guess it was yesterday, or not. I don't know. But
The news
I
travel
want to
fast.
congratulate Mike and Anna and Karvatka brothers, early investors and co-founders, all four of them of Callstack 9 years ago. We got bought out by a huge venture capital firm, private equity investment. You can read about all of this here. This is really nice, like go through how we got established, what were the early days of Callstack. But like, this is quite a big news, and it's like got us into This Week in React. This is not a React news, but it's more how good of a company we got, I guess, how big we got. That's great.
And here I am
love working
for
here.
those past 2 days stressing that I mentioned it to my wife, thinking that I broke some sort of NDA or anything like that. I thought it's all of the secret stuff.
Queuing, it was publicly released like minutes after they told us.
God damn it.
Honestly,
And
the
then I'm
press release
surprised that
went
I'm
out
stressed.
the minute we got off the call, when our CEO told us and co-founder told us that like this big news happened, that we got acquired by this huge firm. The press release went live, and over the past 2 days, this is half of the of my LinkedIn posts are people talking about this acquisition. And Seb is here. Hello, Seb. Good to see you. If you want to join the live stream, just let me know on Twitter. I'm gonna give you the link if you want to join, or maybe next time.
Yeah, sure. The more the merrier. Why not?
The more the merrier. Let's get on with this. So, aside from Reanimated 4, is there anything from here that grabs your attention and you want to talk about it?
One of those things we already talked about last week, I think.
Which one?
That Chrome OS will go into Android.
Where is it?
Right under the Callstack secures major US.
Oh, yes.
So we talked about that.
One time we were faster than this week in React.
No, it was in previous week as well. It was that they think about that, and now they confirmed it.
Okay.
So next week there will be a news that they did it.
Well, I'm not sure if you're correct because of the
Yeah, that was
date
quick
on this.
thinking, you know, just a week to make such a decision.
Yeah. So I wonder what's gonna be happening with that. Yep. Going
A lot of new
here.
packages.
Well, the one I personally love is if you scroll up just a tiny bit,
Yep.
there's Fernando Rojo noticed that React Native is deprecating pod install. I just love this title. It's like the news is not that the pod install is deprecated, but that Fernando noticed it.
Yeah, because that this is deprecated, it's not the news, right? Because like
Yeah.
we've known about this for quite a while. Well, I'm not familiar with this topic too much, but I know that I've been hearing about pods being deprecated.
But this is the moment where you can know that you are basically a celebrity, that you are in the newsletter, not about that something happened, but you noticed something.
Yeah, but I guess like it's being talked that it's going to be deprecated for quite some time, but like I personally had not seen that being that concrete, right? So maybe if you're not following the React Native GitHub issues or the working group or something like that, maybe it's not so clear. So I was kind of surprised, like in a good way.
But like pod install is connected to Cocoa Pods, right? Obviously. And then Cocoa Pods, we knew about Cocoa Pods being not the favorited by Apple version of dependency management, meaning like 1 + 1 = 2, right? If Cocoa Pods are going away, pod install is going to be sunset as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I shouldn't have asked it to research this. Are you asking?
I personally have a love-hate relationship with CocoaPods because they can really do stuff, but it's so hard to integrate with them because the documentation is really not great, and obviously they are not making any new features. And well, the old saying goes that the code doesn't change, but it's getting worse and worse over time, and the same situation applies to CocoaPods.
But what is going to happen in place of CocoaPods? Swift UI,
Yes,
dependency management, whatever.
There's this Swift packages. I
Package
can't
manager.
recall the name.
Yeah, it's SPM, Swift Package Manager.
Okay. And have you guys seen this being used in any React Native project, even experimental, but like the Swift Package Manager instead
Not
of
yet.
CocoaPods route?
Yeah. We use it in one project actually. It works well. I used it in 2 projects already. It works well. It's not. I mean, you don't have the problems with the pod file. You kind of. I didn't go like too deep, but you kind of just manage everything through Xcode. But Xcode will show you in the sidebar, like these are your packages. You have some buttons to install new packages. Like you have a UI to serve for packages inside Xcode, that kind of stuff. It works as you would expect, to be honest. I would
But I
expect
guess this
less
is
issues
not.
than CocoaPods.
I guess this is not the best route for React Native developers going through Xcode doing this.
Oh no, I imagine you definitely have the a file. How do you say description as well, right? That you don't need to open Xcode. I imagine that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just can't remember of it right now, but I would assume yes.
Yeah,
So
I guess what you're
actually,
saying is it's like another feature, because like for the time being, CocoaPods are like integrated with React Native with a bunch of Ruby scripts, so it's not really like there is some genuine integration now.
Yeah. Like CocoaPods works well until you have to install Firebase, right? Then you start to dealing with the dynamic frameworks and
some
whatnot.
dynamic frameworks override.
Yeah, and then everything starts breaking, right?
but like, how is this going to work with all of the existing libraries that have this like, how is it called? Like pod file specification spec, pod spec.
Pod spec, yeah.
Yeah. So like all of those libraries will have to like migrate to something else, or like the pod spec will just not be useful anymore. But like you could still like add the library through whatever else mechanism.
That's a good point. You can definitely add it through Xcode, but the library probably needs to have some kind of definition as well. So I wouldn't know that.
And maybe they will do something like a transitional period when they would install things both with CocoaPods and Swift Package Manager. And then if you don't have this Swift Package Manager integration, they would warn you as the library author.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, that will make sense, yeah.
Okay. Probably I'm not gonna research that anymore. But so the answer it gave me is that the React Native 079 was released like 2 weeks ago, and this was the commit that added this deprecation message. So not that long ago, actually. So this tweet was created 2 weeks after that, meaning that's a valid observation. Honestly, it's not as old as I thought it was, but only because I was thinking about the CocoaPods in general and not the pod install part specifically for React Native.
Yeah, I think when you develop an app and not a library, you don't really do pod installs that often.
Well, that depends.
I think
I've
the
been
old
in
school
projects
guys.
when you have to do it quite a lot, honestly. Well, when the project has like 100 developers and like everyone is working at the same time, those like log files and all of that get edited a lot, usually. So like once a week, definitely, maybe more than that.
Yeah, definitely more. That's
Yeah.
in my case.
Okay. And again, we were talking about, tweet from Fernando, who is head of mobile at Vercel. Come to React Conf, seeing him speak. This is such a natural ad, right? Going back here, good notice, TJ. I was actually wanting to talk about screens as well. So, Software Mention is maintaining screens. Screens are used as a dependency for React Navigation, and then React Navigation is a dependency for Export Router. So you can say that like all of those different parts of ecosystem come together to create this native navigation experience. Should we? I know about one thing that's new in the newest release of Screen, which is bottom tabs, like actual native bottom tabs. I know that you. I'm gonna refer TJ to you as you in this plural software mention open source sense. Okay. So I know that you've added that. I'm not sure what else changed. Should we go through this? Is there a blog post about it somewhere? Yeah, probably not.
I don't know. I mean, they added a split view for iOS, but honestly, I don't have an iPhone personally, and I have never seen somebody use a split view on iOS.
What is split view on iOS?
I guess it's only for iPad, no? That should be, or possibly on Mac as well. But
Oh, okay, this one. Cool.
Yeah, it's quite old for Android, I think, but it never
Yeah.
worked well on Android.
I've used it on Android a lot, honestly, and I loved it. But I
Really?
know it. Yeah, like what I would do, I was driving this really old car that didn't have any like infotainment system in a modern way. So I would have my phone in the phone holder. I would have the Google Maps at the top and then music at the bottom or podcast at the bottom. That was my use
Oh, I
case
see. So
for it.
you don't have to like switch off the navigation.
Yeah, the navigation would be there and then music would be below it.
that's actually
That makes
nice.
sense.
Yeah. And I know that this happens on iPad. It's pretty useful as well, but I've never used that on.
Wait, sorry, sorry to jump like suddenly back into the
Yep.
conversation.
What kind
'cause
of problems do you have with Reanimated?
Well, problems with installing it for now, but I'm not gonna like disrupt anything. Do I hear correctly that there will be split screen on iOS?
Yes.
Well,
No.
From,
apparently there already is.
there other is.
On
but
iOS?
on iPadOS.
Oh, on iPad. Come on. On iPad, it
No,
was. It was
it's
a
So look
thing.
at this.
iOS, iPhone. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, really?
But can I split screen? I mean, I should be able to do it horizontally.
Oh, that's nice.
How do you turn that on?
Well, he is going to explain that. Okay, that's iPad, man. And then okay.
Don't tell me
You
it's
need
an
to
app.
Oh, you
install
need a
something.
separate app. Come on.
That's not the video that I
Yeah,
want
that's
to.
cheesy.
I'm telling you guys.
Come on.
Yep.
You said you couldn't get scammed outside of email. Or you just
Yeah.
watched one?
Yeah. You can get scammed on this stream. Okay, let's watch the lo-fi alpaca. That's a
Bruh,
great
it's 9 months ago. I doubt they will be talking about the newest stuff if they added it 9 months ago.
Let's see, right? Okay.
This is iOS 18, man. It's like 12 versions and below the.
Okay,
Yeah,
is he
he's
going
downloading
to?
the app.
Of course,
Yeah.
he's downloading the app.
So are you saying to me that I have to read something?
I
Okay,
mean,
TJ.
iPad is just iOS, so why wouldn't the iPhone have the split view?
Well, iPad is iPadOS.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have different operating systems.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I'm
like
confused.
there are a bunch of like differences between the systems. So like it's no longer the case right now, but like so you can connect mouse to an iPad, right? And then in previous operating systems you would have this like a morphing dot instead of just like a mouse cursor or whatever, and this morphing dot would like highlight the elements in a really nice way. You can't do it on the phone. Apple ecosystem is really closed. If you had Android, you could probably do the same things on all of the devices. You can actually you can use mouse on Android phones.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, and it's quite funny when you see
Yeah.
actually someone doing this on the street, like on the bus or on the train or wherever. Like
Yeah.
there's actually people that carry a mouse and use it in the phone. And I mean, it's nice, I guess, but it's also weird.
I guess. Okay, Reddit. Reddit is a very reputable source. We can.
Sorry, just wanted to say, you know what we need on this podcast? Nice lo-fi music in the background.
Really?
Yeah, it would just bring out the vibes.
Okay, let's see.
It looks like very, very, faint.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
You're welcome.
there is ice melt on my face.
Well, iceMelt says you can view an example of split view in the settings app. Fuck. Can I go to the settings app?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm
But
using.
I guess he's talking about the on iPad again, because the settings on the iPad is kind of like that. Yeah,
It's,
Yeah, on
I think
iPad.
it's on the release of the React Native screens that the example is.
But it was possible to do a split screen on iPad for like a year now.
But I don't think that's a split screen. I think that's just like a tab view, but on iPad.
No,
You
on
have
iPad
the
there was
sidebar.
like a proper split screen. When I was learning on iPad, I used to do a split screen, and there was a ebook
There
on
is.
the left
You can
side
open
and
two
notes on
different
the right
apps at the
side.
same time.
Yeah, that is the split screen, like you can do on Mac, for example.
Okay, so we got to a point when we know that we don't know it, and there are two ways out of this situation. We can either move on, or we can debug this issue. Should we vote?
I would move on
Okay.
Let's move
because
on, let's move on.
apparently, like it's a news of a type of it will be, and we will have it, but just not now, not yet.
So okay, there is a new React Native screens, and the biggest new thing that I'm aware of is that Software Mention added the bottom tab icons, tabs, meaning that you don't have to use any external library to do it. You can just use it straight from React Native screens. Yep.
That's nice. Like, I would like to understand the reason that we didn't have this kind of thing before. Like, what was the blocker, right? Or the decision?
I would love to explain it, but I honestly have no idea.
Yeah,
I mean,
I get
React
it.
Native screens is like a completely different kind of problems that you have to solve.
Yeah, for sure.
TJ, actually, maybe we can talk a little bit about open source in general. How many people do you have working full-time on open source in Software Mention? Do you know, like, a rough number, ballpark?
Well, it depends because let's say we have some kind of core team, but also we have like incubated projects that start off and they either launch or they don't, like all projects do. But my estimate would be like I think definitely more than 10.
Mm-hmm.
And when you count the projects, like the ad hoc projects, it can go around 20-ish.
That's probably similar to Callstacks, where we have like a core team of people just like maintaining some things and working on those like bigger projects, like enterprise framework or whatever. And then we have people just like for 1 month or like one-off experiments, and then they just go back to their project work.
Sometimes people just get a bit bored with open source, and then they like go for some other tasks for I don't know half a year, and then maybe then come back. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to work on like direct open source projects because you are basically the client, and you are responsible for coming up with your own tasks and your own goals. And it's I remember that for me it was very stressful because like I was my own boss, but in the same time the company I work for was my boss, and it was like trying to be better and deliver above the expectations, but nobody had any like real solid expectations, because it's like with those open source projects it can either like be done and grow in a couple of days, or some things require much more time and it's hard to plan these things.
Well, you know what? Like, I think it might differ from project to project. If you consider Reanimated is like a huge open source library, but it is also a Software Mention product. Like, this is actually something that they sell, right? They excel in this work. So like this is a vehicle for them to like be present in the community. So like this is a huge project, and maybe TJ can tell us something about it, but like I imagine there is a project manager there. There are goals and there are like deadlines or targets. Like they have to be.
Well, I mean, yes and no. We know, like, we are trying to keep in touch with the community and know what is expected of us. So this is our like primary baseline, and we mostly derive from that. But I think we are so mature as a team that we do not need that much of an oversight. Like, people are prioritizing their own tasks. They have like their own backlogs and these kind of things. And just when we have like meetings on a weekly basis, or sometimes ad hoc meetings, we decide that something is more important than the other thing now, when we pivot towards this thing in a kind of like natural way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as you were, Kevin, saying, the imposter syndrome sometimes hits really hard. Like, am I doing the right thing now?
Yeah, exactly.
And also you build in public, right? So everyone sees your work.
I used to be scared of that because what if I do something silly? Like, I pushed the main once, I think, accidentally, but then I figured out it's a good thing that this is public. That other developers that they may not have the opportunity to work in open source, they see that even the big projects make mistakes, and it's natural.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I think like we think that like in a defensive way, but when you actually see open source code, I think most of the time you're actually thinking like, oh, this guy is way more smart than me, right? I think it's usually the other way around, even though you feel like you might be writing something silly or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
then you
hard
see
work.
something. Then you see something in open source, and then you think that's the way to do it. I'm gonna do it from now on this way, and then you show it to some senior developers at your company, and they say, "No, you should not be doing this way." Where did you get this from?
But you see,
This pattern.
the problem here is that sometimes
Sorry,
even
let me give you an example. Do you remember barrel files? So index
Yeah.
files that are re-exporting things.
yeah.
So when
We
I
still
first
do them.
when I first saw them in the wild, like I was thinking that's a great idea. Like I'm gonna refactor all of my projects to use this pattern now. And lately I've been seeing some arguments that you actually should not be doing that. And Ignite from Infinite Red, the boilerplate, actually stopped doing this in their latest release. Sorry, I don't remember the arguments.
I guess like
But-
cyclic dependencies, harder
Yeah.
to tree shake, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
We-
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess for libraries, usually you still need at least one to export your
The public API.
the public API. Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
but
personally
I would
like
do them
the-
in all of the folders in my project, you know?
Yeah.
I-
I mean,
I-
it
I-
helps you to like add abstractions layer to your project. You know, you have this folder called a feature, and it has an index file of what's public of this feature for the rest of
Yeah.
the code. You don't have any deep imports.
Yeah. Okay. Good discussion. And very little news that we covered.
Yeah,
I
don't
told
worry
you it's
about
gonna be
that.
this way. Sorry?
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Maybe
I-
you can
I-
open the keyboard controller news. That's I guess that's a kind of a very nice one.
Keyboard controller 1.18. This guy was a speaker at Up.js Conf in Krakow in 2 months. 2 months ago. Welcome new release of controller. This release packed with bunch of new functionality and aims to revolutionize, that's a strong word, the way we as developers interact with the
But it
keyboard.
aims to.
Yeah.
Still, he already did a pretty good job with 1.17 and all of the previous versions, so probably not a big revolution here. I don't know. I'm not putting any shade of Kirill, but yeah. New component, keyboard extender. Okay, so avoiding blah blah blah. You can collaborate with keyboard rather than just react to it. So
Yeah, I guess it's like you can actually customize the views on top of the keyboard, but like in a better way than you had the input accessory view before, right? I guess that was limited in some way, and now you can actually do whole views and a lot of other stuff.
oh,
I guess
I
he
know
shows
what you mean.
at least on Twitter I saw an example. He's showing like putting an actual, I don't know, SVG of a QR code. So the button is like a QR code SVG or image or something like that. So you have way more customization.
Yeah, let's see. Nope. Okay.
Let me see if
Let
I can
me try
get
again.
this.
Maybe if I do this, and maybe if I do this. Are you talking about this one, this tweet? You can now embed your own views inside
Yeah,
the keyboard. Yeah. Okay. Nice, because like you said, there used to be this like keyboard accessory, and then you could always do some kind of weird workarounds where you place the view absolutely, and then you measure the keyboard, and then you just like translate it or whatever. But that's a workaround. Nice.
Yeah, this seems to be way more robust.
I retract my comment about revolutionizing. I think I should remove myself from the stream.
That's a very, very stressful new, how to say that?
Reality?
No, not reality. God damn it, I'm
Okay,
sorry,
imagine...
I'm losing.
Imagine I show something on the stream on my screen that I'm screen sharing on the stream, and then I just go away. And then you have to talk about what you see on my screen.
I mean, that's usually how we do it. You just show something on your screen and then we talk about that. And it's much better than what I'm doing on my screen because I'm going crazy over here. Because I'm trying to set up the project and it does not work. I have quite a lot of problems.
So don't worry about this. Like
Yeah,
actually,
of course. Yeah.
what we can do when we get to it, and I promise we will get to it, we can just share the screen with the clean workspace, and we can try to set it up from the ground up.
You know what? I overall I think there wouldn't be any issues, but when I set up new Expo, because I created a fresh new project, and it created the newest possible Expo, and I still have like client work, and it asked me, do you want me to install the newest Expo? I was like, no, I want to work on the same version. So I downgraded just the Expo version, but now I think I have to downgrade all of the other versions of stuff, and it's not going good.
Just nuke it. Like, I know that Expo is great, but I'm not that familiar with it because I don't work with Expo on the daily basis. So whenever I want to like bootstrap a new project just to like play around, I always go with React Native init because I'm not that familiar with Expo. I know that Expo, if I would be more familiar with Expo, it would mean that I'm faster with my showcase projects. So maybe like next week we should actually learn all of the Expo
yeah,
stuff.
it would be dope.
Let's wait for the,
TJ, one quick question for you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because new Reanimated was released already, right? Or is it
Yes.
planned? Yes, I just run npm install, and it's still installing the version 3.
Well, I don't know what kinds. You can just do npm install React Native Reanimated at 4.0.0. It should really install,
okay.
or is it just
Okay.
latest? But it is set as latest on npm.
Okay.
I mean, it worked for me yesterday, so.
Okay.
Yeah, and I read some Twitter thread about this as well when the release blog post went out and someone was like, well, I installed Reanimated and it gives me version 3. And then someone replied, I don't know, TJ, if it was you or not, that, yeah, I'm struggling to like create a new release on npm. Give me a moment or something.
I'm gonna go with Reanimated at 4. And yep, it worked. Good tip.
Remember to install Worklets.
Yeah, I just did. And now building this stuff. Yeah, I just brought back all the versions because I forgot that I'm not gonna be using Expo Go anyways. I need to do the pre-build and the development build. So now it's being set up, so I might be janky on my camera, but hopefully this time it will work.
Oh, Software Mansion is really releasing. Like, you guys don't sleep at all. So this is new as well. Private Mind. And Private Mind is... And that's not a library, that's an application, right?
That's true.
That's the actual app. Okay.
So yeah, so basically you can talk to an LLM locally on your phone without, any privacy concerns and so on. So, but you can mostly like test your own models.
Okay.
A friend of mine was also on vacation now, and he installed the Private Mind, and he tried to talk to one of the models in Polish, and it replied to him in German. So I guess that's something, but definitely the app works.
So can you
sometimes-
select multiple models, or, like between them?
I haven't had the time personally to test it. But,
Yeah, like the
Crazy.
biggest problem currently with mobile LLMs is that the models are big, and if you manage to find a smaller model, it's well, from the lack of better wording, I like to call it lobotomized,
Yeah.
because you basically take a model and then you run quantization on it, which like breaks a lot of precision in picking up the words, and because since all of those calculations are happening thousands of times, even the smallest break, like the smallest change in one weight, can just ripple through the other weights. Yeah, I know that's why I'm like presenting above, trying to work with the problems. And
That's a nice problem to have, honestly. Having people commenting on our live stream, having 212 people on the live stream, thank you guys so much, and having four people here as hosts and guests to just like riff around and discuss things. Kevin, I think we're ready. I think 215 people are waiting for the Reanimated. Let's give
that's
the
great,
people
because
what
I
they want.
just finished.
Nice.
Nah.
Yes,
okay.
except for one silly problem, because looks like Expo, because TJ, actually, I think you could confirm it. Bubble Preset Expo actually has
Yes.
the React Native plugin inside, right? And
Yeah, Reanimated still re-exports it with a warning, and there is a pull request that's already merged into
Okay,
Expo.
yeah.
They just haven't released it. So
okay, I see you
it's
know
just gonna
exactly.
be spammy for a bit.
I see you know exactly what I meant, but I'm just gonna like for the people in the comment section. So because Bubble Preset Expo is adding React Native Reanimated plugin inside all of the plugins, Bubble setups, etc. Now Reanimated is using React Native Worklets plugin. So it like the setup is correct, everything works, but the terminal is still like throwing warnings for me to use the Worklets plugin instead of Reanimated plugin. But I do have Worklets plugin. It's just that the work is duplicated because of the preset X. Actually, can I just remove the preset Expo?
So does it mean when this on Expo is merged, you won't have to add the plugin manually yourself anymore?
No, you still have to
don't
add.
I mean, you
sorry.
don't have to do it at all now. They have it in the preset. They detect if you have Reanimated installed, and then they add the plugin.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
now they will also detect if you have Worklets installed, and then they will add the plugin.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I did a trick. I removed the Bubble Preset Expo, and it still works. So now I'm just gonna do a small animation.
Okay, stop what you're doing now. So let's first go over the blog post from Krzysztof Magiera, CTO, co-founder of Software Mention. Let's list all of the new things that are the future of React Native animations, and then we can play around with it. Can we do it this way?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, great video, guys. Great fucking video. I love it. I love the quality, the production quality on this video so much.
By the way, did
I
you
kept
buy
it-
like a robotic arm for
Just
those
for this?
No, we just have a very skilled cameraman here in the office.
Nice.
So a shout out to Patrick.
I would like to know if you have some kind of camera coach or something, because like you guys were very how do you say?
Professional?
professional in the movements of the hands, that kind of stuff. As you can see, him doing it there. I think everyone was very like smooth.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, because you see one person that there's like, so because we are recording this video, there's 5 of us, 6 of us. I would have to count, but you have like all of us like behind the camera, and also a few people like the cameraman, the makeup artist, and other people that just wanted to help, and all of them had some ideas like, oh, you can do it that way, you can like emphasize this, and let's take this one more time and just do something else.
So Tiago, they were working on Reanimated for the past few months, and then this video was like 20% of that time. That's why it looks so polished.
Yeah, the camera transition to the side is nice.
Yeah, it's great. Whoa, we have a celebrity on the live stream.
I know this man.
Yeah, you are great. You were great here also. So, first new thing is the CSS animations and transitions. So,
Oh, wow.
Yep. So, actually, the difficulty I have talking about the final releases, the stable releases, is that we've seen either all of it or some of it already in like the beta releases, or in case of Worklets, like last week we were discussing that. So for hardcore React Native fans, there will be nothing that much new here, but just the simple fact that this is a stable now, and like you can finally install it in your production apps without your manager screaming at you, that's great. So this one, the CSS animations, I think you guys announced this like, I don't know, a year ago or something.
Yeah, we did some kind of a teaser.
Yeah.
And actually, like, the feature itself wasn't really the like. I mean, it was a pretty big chunk of the release, but it wasn't like 80% of it. So the idea was to have CSS animation transitions, but to keep the performance. I mean, to not worsen the performance, to have them all in C++, not running on the JS thread.
Mm-hmm.
And it really works well in that case.
So I'm gonna go to here.
I heard our friend Boris from Callstack. He was also saying that apparently this new animation system is how do you say? It's good for the native wind animations, like integration as well. I guess it was like experimental before, and maybe with this, it seems like it will get in a pretty good state. Like, do you know anything about that, or maybe I'm just?
Well, I don't really know about how native would integrate with CSS animations, but they are invisible to like the React tree. So I guess that's the point where the native wind would benefit, because they're like kind of they're literally like fire and forget animations. You just start an animation from your style, and then the animation just keeps animating the native view in C++. So I don't think it would interfere in native wind in any way.
Yeah,
this
that's
is something
nice.
that got me interested yesterday when I was reading about this. That the animation name prop, should I call it a prop when it's a property on the style object? Property on the style object is called animation name. That stood out to me because it's not really, it's not clicking for me. Let's say that, right? So animation name lets you do the keyframes. I like how it's still an object and how it's not the CSS syntax for this. Honestly, like this is a nice route to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but I think we do have string parsing if somebody just wanted to plug in a CSS string.
Okay.
But I think it's called animation name just because this is CSS API, and because here you have an inline animation, but you could also define it somewhere else, and then you only use the name. That's the reference here.
Okay. Yeah. As it was here. So animation name is dimension animation, and
Yeah, exactly.
it's here. But here, like, actually, this is a different syntax, right? Because like here, I'm using some kind of function from this CSS thing.
Yes, it's an import from Reanimated.
Yeah. And then in this example, I'm not using the CSS dot function.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same like with the style sheet in React Native. You can just do all your styles inline, or you can just define them outside of the scope.
Yeah. So that's the first thing that we got is that. Okay, so this is the keyframes are the animations. What are transitions in CSS? Transition meaning.
Yes, so basically a CSS animation is a keyframe animation that you like declare all these steps. And for example, you can only give 2 steps, like the 100% to know the end style, and the initial style is taken from the current style. But when you reapply the animation, it would not start from some point. It would like go from the end of the animation.
It will reset.
So an animation. Yeah, kind of. So transitions actually preserve the progress, and it's like I think the main application, the real application, is for switches that you can toggle, like clicking on them several times, and they would just like they wouldn't go back and forth, but stop like in the middle when you click them and then go back.
Okay.
We have examples for that in our example app in the Reanimated repo.
Here,
I believe yes, CSS. You can go to transitions, and then there is switch.
Wait, so
screens. I think.
oh, so the
And
I'm sorry, I'm struggling
examples.
to understand. Even in those examples in the docs, when there is like press me and the like square changes the width,
yeah.
what is being triggered by this? Can you enter the like TypeScript implementation? Because maybe I'm just. So what happens on the button press?
So toggle.
Yes, it changes the
here.
width. So you have a style that has width is toggled
Oh,
question mark
okay.
24
Oh
120.
wow! So I
Yeah.
can just programmatically change the width, and Reanimated will automatically take. So basically, I don't have to implement all of the magic inside useAnimatedStyle. I can just change the width, and Reanimated will take care of the animation, basically.
Yes, you just need to specify that
gonna-
it is a transition.
I'm testing that now.
Wasn't that possible before as well?
No. Previously, you have to use useAnimatedStyle and have a shared value which listens to the change, and then inside useEffect
And like,
you
yeah,
can trigger-
fire it up. But
Yeah,
there
it
was a
much more
way.
manual.
You could plug in a shared value inline, but you wouldn't be. I mean, the syntax to change the value of the shared value wouldn't be so short like here.
Okay, but are you guys familiar with layout animation?
So
Yeah,
let
okay.
me answer a question from the
Layout
comments.
animations are very passé.
Well, this is basically what they do, though. Like, I know that this is very primitive. It's not as nice and as extendable as the example from Reanimated, but like, this is basically what you do. You have the state, and just like, oh no, because you have to configure next. So maybe not. That's not the same API. Sorry for that. It's not
I mean,
as
layout
declarative.
animations, layout animations are supposed to be like connected to the layout. So, well, now I'm trying to differentiate it in my head, and I wonder.
I remember that I still did the same thing in one of the projects in the past, like basically this thing about changing the width of the rectangle. You can have many rectangles, but if the layout, if the elements on your screen react to some kind of state, so after triggering this state, you do the set next or whatever for layout animation, and it like automatically resizes them in animated way. But it's not as extendable. I know that now. Yeah, and it's definitely not the same API. So
oh my god, that's so nice and easy to use.
Yep.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm playing around with that. Okay, I'm putting down my toys.
Okay, so let's not go into the code that much. Let's go really quickly through some other things. So, Worklets. What? So
All right.
we talked about Worklets last week, and I had this hot take that I'm not sure if it's if like that time I didn't know if this is like factual or not. But I said basically, oh, so the guys at Software mentioned they extracted the worklets from Reanimated internals and allow us to use this as a separate library, because before that we would have to add Reanimated to the code base in order to use worklets. And basically, this is probably what happened, right? Like I was proven right a week later.
Yes. So worklets were like an internal mechanism for Reanimated to work, to do multi-threading. And it was conceptualized to just be for animations and gestures for gesture handler. But then people started to do all kinds of things with worklets and wanted more and more. And one of these people, it was Mark Rosavi, who made React
Yeah.
Native Vision Camera, and he wanted to use worklets for his purposes, but he needed some changes to the code. But because the code was so entangled with Reanimated, it was really hard to apply his changes without breaking other stuff. So because of that, he forked React Native Reanimated, removed animations, and added his changes to worklets and made it React Native Worklets core. And that really it has shown us that really it's a niche we should cover, and we should actually let people do what Mark wanted. So it took. I started. I'll finish briefly. Believe me. I started extracting worklets like a year ago, more or less. And at the beginning, it was especially painful to just untangle all the animations and stuff. But now it is all out. It's safe to integrate with, and Mark is also trying to switch back from React Native Worklets core to worklets, because it's just more polished and it has more features.
So before, can you still like do the worklet directive inside of functions if you have this external library, or should you use the functions run on UI, run on I don't know, background thread or whatever?
Right. So I've watched your stream from last week, and I was amused by the confusion of my tweet, and I understood I did a poor work explaining to someone that's outside my bubble what's actually going on. So as you read from the docs, I believe, worklets are a short JavaScript functions that can be run on another thread. To be more specific, on another runtime, but let's not dive into details that much now. And the way it used to work, it would just take your code of the worklet as a string, pass it to another runtime, and call eval on it. And because of that, you had no chance of using any libraries like this, because you had no way of getting the libraries code as a string.
Makes
And
sense.
so when you, I believe, in the docs of React Native Worklets core, you could see an example that uses math random, and math is not a library, it's a built-in object that's available in the global scope. So that's why it works. But if you wanted to use, I don't know, fetch, or some, like I've shown in my tweet, like a GPU animation library, you couldn't do this.
So now that we have you here, I can finally confirm if my understanding of the situation is correct. TJ, are you a gamer? Just at least a bit.
No, the Skyrim thing it's not true.
Oh, really? Because
Yes.
like I saw it in a way that, as you mentioned, it was extracted, right? And it was like because it was this library was used for like we checked that last week, like 3 years, something like that. And then basically you decided to let's call it officially extract this part of the library to its separate entity, but it doesn't change the fact that it kind of covers with what was happening with that other library. But like now everybody is gonna use the official release. Am I right?
So yeah, as I said previously, like the React Native Worklets core was a wake-up call for us to actually
Someone
like,
is stealing our library.
yeah, I mean it's open source, you can fork it, it's all right. And actually Mark was doing great work to make his library interoperable with Reanimated installed, which is quite a feat, that because Reanimated had its own worklet inside, so you have two Worklets libraries running on the same time, and it didn't break. But we had a lot of features in mind to implement in Worklet, like the bundle mode. But it just wasn't possible with Worklets still in Reanimated. Like it was too much of like development hassle.
Very, but still, like that's why I said that in my eyes it's a similar situation to Skyblivion and newly released Oblivion Remaster, because it's basically you are now releasing the officially made like library, and the other project that had smaller support. Like in both scenarios, community wins, right? Because in my eyes, now Worklets will have much more momentum behind it, basically. Like
Oh yeah, it's going to be much easier to use, right? Because like I saw like different very niche libraries months ago or maybe years ago where like I don't know, crypto mining or whatever. Okay, so crypto mining on React Native. First you need to install Reanimated. What?
Yeah.
yeah.
Because they use Worklets under the hood,
Łukasz,
right?
can I quickly steal your screen share?
I promise, we are almost done. Worklets.
Okay.
Breaking changes. Let's not talk about that. You cannot use old architecture. Okay. On top of other BAs, Spring animation is changing. Okay, that's fine. Springs, final notes. It's been 5 years since we started collaborating with Shopify to revamp. Okay, cool. So I guess like, I think I've missed something. I think there was like 3 or 4 new things in Reanimated 4. And okay, so new architecture is one of them. Worklets is another one. And then CSS animations and transition is third. Is there a fourth thing
I
that
think
I missed?
maybe you mean that the promise of the shared element transitions we are working on.
Yeah, so the promise coming soon in Reanimated 4.x.
Well, internally we joke that the release 420 is gonna be the time for shared element transitions.
We are
can I-
childs.
Since we are talking about the new version of Reanimated, are you prepared for like a hard question?
Sure.
Because I've heard and I've seen it myself that Reanimated has some issues in terms of performance on new architecture, especially on Android. Like, are there any, is there work? No, it's like new architecture. I think it's it's something that has to happen for everyone. And from what I heard, it's more of implementation of the new architecture. So it's not like there is something wrong with Reanimated itself. It's just that there are some changes in new architecture that Reanimated like doesn't work great with. So yeah, shots backtrack exactly. So I guess my question would be, are there any plans of like working with improving the performance on Android? Because with iOS, as usual, everything works smooth, nice, and great. But with Android, like there are some smaller problems. So is the team aware of those problems, and are there any is there any work being done in terms of improving?
Yeah. So two colleagues that sit in front of me, they work on this full time and have been working on this for quite a long while. I mean, the problem is just that the new architecture is still like getting its like molding into its final shape. So like Meta knows internally that that they need to change some things, and they experiment with some changes. And a small change on their side can be critical on our side. But I mean, we are totally aware of the issue, working on the issue, and constantly improving all different kind of problems that appear there. The specific thing about Android is, I think, a kind of a mistake on our part. We had some bit of a code that was called animations update fast path, and we re-evaluated this function after some time and made some measurements, and it turned out that this isn't really that much fast. It was actually adding some unnecessary overhead. But then the users in more real applications had shown us that it was actually a lot faster for them to use the fast path. So we've restored that, and yeah, this is just a very complicated topic that touches a lot of internals of the new architecture, the shadow tree, the mutations, commits, mounts, mount hooks, and so on.
Like, just to confirm if I understand it correctly, like if my understanding is that new architecture kind of switches around the responsibilities of what is re-rendering and when, what is on native side, what is on JS side, etc. And my understanding is that Reanimated tries to create variables and work with variables on the native side. So now that the responsibilities are switched around, looks like the overuse of shared values and like especially those like animated styles, shared values, looks like it's basically kind of clogging Android and like takes too much CPU usage on those devices. But yeah, I was curious about that because I really love Reanimated. I think it's a really great implementation. It's super fun to use. So when we noticed that there are some performance issues on Android, I was really bummed because it's kind of like, you have this great tool you would like to use everywhere, and then suddenly there are some issues. And like I've heard that there's some companies that decided to go back to the old architecture just for Reanimated, which that actually shows how important this library is for everyone. That some people are deciding that no, we are staying back to the with the old architecture just to use Reanimated, which is actually kind of amazing. So yeah, I was kind of bummed about it, but it's good to hear that the work is actively being done. because looks like in very short time we might have great performing animations on both platforms without any stress about
Yeah, I was hoping like right now we could have some animations on our screens.
Oh yeah,
with,
I'm sharing.
like
Let me share
beautiful
my screen.
animations and performance. You know?
Let me share my screen.
No, don't
Already,
share now.
Kevin?
Give me a moment. Share now.
Oh, okay. Wait, share screen, entire screen. No, actually, I'm gonna share just no. Wait. Okay, entire screen. It's on me.
Yeah, show us your screens.
Show me what you got.
Okay.
Okay. Do you see my screen?
We can see the
quickly-
simulator and very
Okay,
small
so
letters on
quickly-
the.
Okay, let me make the letters bigger. What was this? God damn it! How do you with the plus? Yay! Okay. Just this and that. Okay, so this is a simple project, right? I prepared V3 and V4 so we can play around and figure out the
Do you have
differences.
both in the same project?
No. Because I want to show the implementation. Like you can still do the same things you did with previous version, but so it's more of an implementation, not the library itself.
Oh,
So,
okay.
So Ryan, because you I think you asked about shared values. So previously, this is how you would do animated square, right? This is the animated square. It just changes the width on button press. That's it. So what we have to do is we create a shared value. This value basically holds the information about the button width. This config is something we can actually get rid of, but let's just, for clarity's sake, keep it in for 300
You're being
milliseconds.
judged right now, so
I'm being
careful.
judged.
Yeah.
I know. And then, like with this value, we cannot just pass this value. I mean, I guess we could just here create TJ. Can I just pass the width and pass the random width value?
I mean, not really like this. Because you have it in useAnimatedStyle. Yeah, it won't behave properly.
Yeah. I just wanted. I was just curious. So right. So now that we have that value, we are creating animated style, which takes that value and with special timing passed from config. So actually, you know what? I don't want this config. That's really unnecessary here. So with the certain timing and with easing, it will apply the new value, right? So underneath, it takes it remembers the previous width, and with timing applies the new value. And this red cube is using this style. So that's it, right? So on the button press, I basically assign a new value to the shared value, and with each click, the cube changes width. Amazing, great. And now on V4, we have exactly the same behavior, right? But the code to get to that...
The color is different.
Yes, I wanted to differentiate.
You should guys add it to the release notes that we changed colors of rectangles.
No. I changed around so we can have a difference. Here is V3 with red and blue. Here is V4. And now the code to get to that, it's just, it feels so natural to React because all we have here is actual width that we care about. We pass the width to animated component. Here we change the width. It's just like we would be using React, right? But what takes care of animation is this style here. So we animate width.
Oh, I was going to ask, where's that CSS thing?
Yeah.
And then
with
you have
duration
it in
of
the
300
styles.
milliseconds, and we do ease in, ease out, and voila, we have the
That's
same
very nice.
effect with much more readable code. It's
That's fucking amazing, man.
Maybe...
Also because, like, in your components, in the component body, I don't want to have a bunch of shit about like how I like animate my component. What I want to have there is like maybe not the business logic, but like logic, right? About my component, about my use effects and states and etc. And if I can move that styling to the actual style object without any like functions needed or hooks needed, that's a huge win.
Yeah. So now, TJ,
Maybe let him answer the question from the comments, like
there is
quite
a
a while
question?
ago from Ryan. So
Oh, sorry.
Ryan was basically asking, so no more shared values? So it seems like a good time to discuss that.
Yeah. So for this kind of animation, using a shared value now would be an overkill, but shared values are not going anywhere because the CSS animations work just like on the web. So fire and forget. There is no way of do something based on the animation progress. Like if the animation is halfway, mount another component or change some state, or even like you cannot really cancel that animation without like overriding it with another animation. And for gestures too, you would use shared values because you want an animation to be based on like the speed of a pen of the like gesture pen and so on. But yeah, just like you said, Kevin, your components would are going to look a lot nicer now. You could still do the same with shared values. You could like have the animated style passed from the from the parent component and so on, but this requires another like mental effort to do this, and in here it's just a no-brainer.
So I would say that previously Reanimated was a little bit complicated to learn and very hard to master. I would say that it's still very hard to master, but it's easy to start. It's easy to start because like with just that, and here's actually my question: can I pass more transition properties?
I think yes.
So after
I
a
don't.
space, like let's say opacity,
Um,
and I'm gonna make a second constant here, opacity math random with random from 0 to 1. Yes,
this is
I'm using
random from
AI.
0 to 1.
Oh, I know that. Obviously, I know that. I know how random works. Come on, guys. Okay, so now we have opacity. And okay, so it's
And
not.
Do the color change.
Maybe
Maybe it should
maybe.
be with the.
Mm,
No.
I don't really remember the syntax for multiple props in CSS, but I can just look it up real quick.
Yeah, if you could please, because I would like to like check out as much as possible with that.
Hopefully
I would like to. I would like to showcase like
Might be
how
a bug.
much the animations can get complex and because okay, so since you are looking
Sorry,
out,
aren't you actually right now animating both opacity and width?
No, because it's not animating, right? It broke.
yeah. So like if I would like
okay.
to also now random opacity, also shared value, and let's say that here I just okay in V3 I now also added animated opacity.
Oh, you're supposed to pass an array of strings.
Array.
Which-
Okay. Oh, so I
which
kind
oddly makes
of wanted
sense.
to did that. Okay, this and nice.
Yay.
So as you can see, we also have
Nice.
exactly the same thing, but here we are still using just a simple use state. That's super easy. So now if we would like to also, for instance,
Can you do color, please? Background color?
sure.
I was
sure.
always impressed how you can actually do this with colors.
But yeah, so let me first quickly.
Red, green, blue.
Nice. That's dope. colors and color 0, set colors on click. We click that, we do this and that, and we randomize this with background. That's it. And now we have
Yay.
opacity.
Remove the opacity.
colors. Okay.
You want to see
You know
the
what? I'm not
smoothness,
gonna.
right,
I'm not
Lucas?
gonna remove the opacity. I'm gonna clip it.
What do you
Clip
mean?
opacity to 0.6 minimum.
Well, if you translate both color and opacity at the same time, you cannot appreciate how nice it is that you can actually animate the background color.
Now it's better.
It's fucking great. I love this.
Okay. You're
I love
being
this.
an ass.
No. I mean, we can
You know what?
end on that.
I'm gonna. In this case, I'm gonna also.
I'm satisfied.
animate light.
I'm content.
I want to satisfy you even more.
I'm gonna be dreaming
But-
about it for the next 3
Look,
days.
Now we have everything.
Right, now make another one. Make this 2 rectangles.
2 rectangles.
Make a pizza.
Oh yeah. By the way, that's actually freaking friggity awesome, because now I can just do that
Yeah.
and wait, because we have 2 rectangles. With that, we can add the gap of 10. Voila. And we just have 2.
Yeah.
And that's it. And now let's maybe complicate it a little bit more, because we can make that into basically an array, right? We can call it widths and heights
I
Voila.
love spending Thursday evenings like that.
and multiple colors, colors to apply, let's call it. With colors to apply, and we get the widths, the heights, and we can set randoms, and voila. What is happening? Look at those animations. We are freaking animating like crazy with just a couple of properties. Come on, tell me it's not amazing.
It
Look
is
at those
amazing.
Complex animations.
Do it
I
for
just
a little
did.
bit more so I can record this, and I'm gonna embed it in our
You know what? I'm gonna also
summary.
my favorite, in my opinion, make or break property, which is border radius. In my opinion, is make or break for like nice visual
Kevin,
stuff.
I have an idea. Let's
Look at
just
that!
do
It's
all of
border
them.
radius. Look at
just-
that! What's happening?
Let's do
You
all
can
of
try
them.
box shadow. Yeah, add some shadow, box shadow. I think box shadow is already supported.
Okay.
That should
Wait,
be
so I'm
crazy.
gonna.
With cursor, it should be like easy to
I
add
just-
all of the properties that you can animate
I
and
just did
animate all
that.
of them.
I just
Yeah,
tapped it
yeah.
up here. Wait, the box shadow. Oh, I didn't add the shadows.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you haven't applied.
Yeah, shadow. Oh, I broke something. Yeah, because it's the. Oh, wait, sorry, added offset. You know what? That was an overkill. Okay, maybe without shadows. Okay. So we have borders, we have stuff. Oh no, wait, we have shadows.
Yeah, there is a shadow.
Oh right.
The blue one has almost no shadow at all, and then
You have a static shadow in the style.
Yeah. And I'm gonna remove the shadow offset and add the shadow offset. So now the offset is also moving around.
this is so beautiful.
This
I'm
is crazy.
impressed.
I'm impressed as well. This
We
is
should release
bonkers.
this app.
And now
That's yeah. Let
oh
me answer
shit!
the
I'm not
question
setting
from
the
Rayan.
shadow.
Yeah. So the CSS animations are just for animations. So you cannot use them to display a number or anything like that. If you want to have an animated counter or something like this, you still have to use shared values and probably use animated props hook.
Kevin, can
I
you
did
please
something.
create
Yeah, sorry,
a
I did something
animated
wrong here.
counter?
Because Oh, it's not. No, it's width and height.
Kevin's head is just going very fast, Lukasz.
Yes.
You need to wait a little bit.
He's very enthusiastic about those two
I mean,
rectangles.
yeah, because come on, look at that. This is a simple code, right? And now, what's the?
Well, it used to be simple 15 minutes ago, right?
It's still simple. It's still simple. Like, if you would be just a React developer, you are like, okay, we have some states, we have some like values here, they are being applied here, and this is taking care of animations. That's amazing. That's really amazing. And now, just for comparison, look at this. If I would like to do the same here with the height and with border radius and with shadow offset, no, actually with colors. I'm gonna yoink the colors here. Oh, right, the colors. TJ, why are you not telling me about the colors? Which this will be actually very annoying to present the colors, because look at that.
I think we have some automatic parsing of colors. I don't know if it would work from a string like this.
There is you have a function interpolate color, and it works. But now, a curiosum for y'all. Look at that. How should we approach now using, like, in this example, I just did copy paste. Actually, no, I just turned that into array of values, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now tell me, all I can do actually here is just make.
Oh yeah,
random width two.
you can also have an array inside a shared value.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, I mean you
didn't
can
know
have
that.
literally everything that makes sense to serialize. So maps, sets, objects.
Okay.
Just
So-
if you overuse it, the performance might be an issue, because, for example, if you have an array of 1,000 elements, and if you use only one for the purpose of animation, then you like do unnecessary operations with the rest of the elements in the array. It can be optimized out with some smart use of API, but it's not that simple.
Oh, wait, interpolate color.
Kevin, let's time box it. Like
To
this
what?
example of a face. I can see a face on your simulator right now.
Oh, but also, by the way, okay, even if I did like shared values that are using arrays, I still need a separate animated style.
Yes, that's actually true.
Exactly. That's bullshit. Comparing to the implementation like next to, like look at that complicated code. Now this is complicated.
Were you trying to project manage him, Lukasz?
I mean, the thing you're doing, it can be done a lot simpler, but it's still a bit cumbersome.
And I broke it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because
we get it, Kevin. We get it. The new way is the new sexy way, and we are really excited about this.
we have
Some people
we have
more
that,
than others.
because we have that now. Okay, but look at this code. That's disgusting. And here is the new sexy way.
Are you kidding me, man?
Oh, come on, look at that. That's
You know that those shared values were like really state of the art and really sexy new way 2 years ago or something?
Listen, 2 years ago I was the sexy new thing on the block. And now I'm just an old dude being excited about, oh, my code will be cleaner now. Super cool.
This is how I
No, but-
spend my Thursdays. That's
But
great.
honestly, TJ, like with all of jokes aside, I didn't look into Reanimated, the new release of Reanimated, but seeing that, like how easy it is now to start playing around with Reanimated, it's amazing. It's a huge improvement over and the best part is I still can do amazing and complex and crazy animations, but let's be honest, most people will just stick to transitive properties, and that's it, right? So
I mean, I wish that was true.
I mean, yes, you are correct, but actually, because most of the animations are happening on transforms.
I mean,
Right.
the animations in React Native, yeah, they work only on transforms, and we
No,
have all
I,
layout changes.
what I meant is that usually, like, of course, the width, height, but usually what is being animated is translate, scale, rotate, all of
Oh,
the
that's what you
like
mean.
transforms, right? So with the new cool stuff, can we also make transform a transition property?
I think yes.
Come on, no, no way. Sorry, I'm
Uh,
like right now. I'm gonna be blown away if this will work.
Listen, I still want to talk about worklets, you know?
We can
Let's
do
talk
work
about
like
worklets now.
on animation. I can fetch your posts from from the native side.
I mean,
But
we can
yes.
probably like mute Kevin and like treat him as a like Minecraft background
Oh, yeah.
video.
Yeah.
I have this power.
Let him keep doing this thing.
I just did it. But
You-
we
you
still need his editor, IDE, and code, and installed Reanimated on simulator to show us, look, he's speaking now, but I muted him. Okay, I can narrate. I know what he's saying. This is fucking awesome. Look at this code. This is so simple and beautiful. And look at
It
this
is.
other code. This is shit.
Look at the code. Now look at me. I'm on a horse. So yeah, how do you think would be the best now to present worklets?
To present? What do you mean exactly?
It's okay. So I can take this. What I want to show is the power of worklets. So first of all, let's just use them, and then let's showcase how this is a different thread than a regular JavaScript thread.
Oh, that's a complicated thing you're asking for.
So in
So
your
this-
example
this-
on Twitter last week, you showed how there was like a 3D animation happen, 3D something happening on the screen, and then you polluted the JavaScript thread with some random shit, and then the animation started stuttering, and then you moved that 3D animation to a separate thread, and it started to go in really smoothly again because it was on a separate thread, not on this busy JavaScript thread. So let's recreate that with something simpler, meaning let's just, I don't know, console log something. I don't know, maybe not console log something, but
Yeah, I mean, we cannot exactly reproduce what I've shown with this setup, because the feature we're talking about, the bundle mode, it requires some changes to React Native, and for the purpose of the demo, the React Native was patched with these changes. So one of my like pitches for the tweet was to gain more attention in the community and to actually get those changes inside React Native. They are not like worklet specific. They just expose some APIs that are not exposed.
but like we still can use worklets here.
Yeah,
We
of
still
course,
can
of
move
course.
some work to a different thread.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe like what's a typical example you would do that? Like
A list.
people were using Reanimated for that before, like as a workaround.
Yeah. A typical example, I think, to show the full potential, would be to have a very busy JS thread with it can be some artificial slowdown, and a gesture, that changes some value to run an animation. Because if you do it just in React Native, the gesture event has to go to the JS thread, and then the JS thread has to do the animation, and it's super slow with frame delays. But if you add gesture handler and animate a shared value with a, like, let's say, gesture pen and so on, it all happens on the UI thread, and it allows you to keep the animation going.
Okay, so first I think I need some gesture handler. I think I don't have a gesture handler installed. How do you install gesture handler?
Yeah, React Native gesture handler.
Seems straightforward.
Is it already using Worklets inside? Like, did it get a new release?
That's a dash, React Native dash.
No,
gesture handler.
no. Why? What?
React dash native dash gesture dash handler.
Oh, dash. Okay.
What was your question, Thiago?
Does it already contain also like a new version with the Worklets inside as well?
So no, the gesture handler detects if Reanimated/Worklets is installed, and if it is, then it opts in to use Worklets.
Ah, okay.
You probably have
So
to reinstall
it's gonna do it
pods.
automatically
Yes.
with us specifying this.
Yes.
You know what? I'm
Okay.
just gonna do my casual remove and reinstall.
Yeah. So,
It
so
always
you need
works.
gesture handler root view. Root view. And
So
let's
my
see
idea for this showcase was different, actually, because if this is using like gesture handler is using Worklets under the hood automatically, we don't really like show what's what. I want to understand what it means to run on UI and run in background in case of Worklets. Like I want to understand where the work is happening and somehow show it.
Right. So it's hard to show what you're asking in a real application example, because Worklets, like React Native screens, are supposed to be a building block for actual libraries, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So for example, you would have a library that does some data manipulation and it uses Worklets under the hood. So you don't have to do it yourself. So yeah, that's also answered the question of Ryan. And we can do some artificial example, but I think it's not so exciting in a way. And I got ahead of myself and I forgot your second point.
Mine?
Yes.
Yeah, so like we have two functions there. Use on run on UI and run on background. So
yeah, I will run on runtime. Yes.
Yeah, so like, can you explain the threading in React Native, the runtimes in React Native?
Yes. So to put long story short, JavaScript is a single thread thing. You cannot do JavaScript from multiple threads. We are speaking about a JavaScript runtime. It's like an object that can evaluate some JavaScript code and do some stuff. So this is single thread only. And React Native creates a runtime to run React Native JavaScript code. And this runtime is running on a JS thread, a special thread dedicated to run JS. And it's doing so because if it was running on the UI thread, then it would block the paint layer and the app would just feel wonky. But now the problem is that if we have all the logic, including the UI logic, on a separate thread, then it has to synchronize with the UI thread. And if that thread that's like the source of the information is busy, then again, the UI is gonna be choppy. So the idea that that was conceived several years ago was to spawn a secondary, like a very reduced runtime that would be run exclusively on the UI thread, that would just get all the high priority tasks from the JS thread. So for example, running animations. Because if a user like toggle something in your application and wants to make a purchase, if this purchase takes, I don't know, 30 milliseconds, 40 milliseconds, the user won't notice it. But if the animation stops for 3 frames, this is noticeable. So you want to get this kind of things outside of React Native and your business logic. And now Worklets are moving this concept forward with allowing you to spawn as many runtimes as you can and as many threads as you can, and offloading all kind of work you want to those runtimes. So basically, run on
And
runtime
not necessarily on UI thread, which was like
Yes.
needed for animations, but also like separate JS runtimes for like other things.
Yes. So what we have in mind is to at some point of the time to go as close to web workers as we can in React Native, because in web workers you can do the same thing, delegate a lot of stuff to the workers which work on background threads, and then you collect the data back via the message protocols and so on. And it would be ideal to have this thing in React Native, one, because it's cool, two, because we don't have real multi-threading in React Native. You have to do it all natively, and it doesn't really scale if you're doing a library. And three, because we want React Native to be as much web as possible.
And so you said you want it to be as close as possible to the web workers. What's missing from your view? Is it just like the communication, like the post messages?
Yes, this thing is like not present at all. Hermes was not made in mind for any kind of web worker operation, so we have to kind of polyfill this ourselves. Also, React Native wasn't prepared that there will be a use case when people want to spawn another like 15 Hermes instances, and they don't have this infrastructure too. So these are the main blockers here, and also the third blocker, which is the bundle mode is about, is that we somehow need an access to the bundle to actually get like your worker code running on a separate thread without like any hacks, because right now we are doing it with strings. It works fine, but it doesn't have the optimization from Hermes because it's an evaluated string.
Yeah, makes sense.
Should we ask Kevin what he's doing?
I'm trying to add a
I
gesture handler, and I'm being very annoying.
Isn't it easier if you just get the docs? And I bet there's a
How
very
to use
easy
the
example.
docs.
I'm vibe coding, man.
Yeah, that seems very optimal.
Efficient.
It's working out. It's working out.
Okay. I'm going to gesture detector, React Native. Okay. That's how I did that.
So Ryan, we already do have this kind of functionality. You have in Reanimated, you have a hook called useScrollOffset that utilizes worklets and tries to fetch the scroll events from the UI thread and handle it on the UI thread. So you have this is particularly useful when you have animations based on scroll, so like progress bars and so on. So they are nice and smooth, and they don't have issues when you have a few frame drops.
Don't worry about me. I'm doing very fine.
I'm not worrying about you. I'm
That's
vibing to this background music, you know?
See, I told you. It's
It's a really nice touch.
It's a subtle.
Yeah.
This is position, on end, position, sting, pan gesture.
So
This
I
is
guess in
out.
the end, this is gonna be like a gesture handler example.
See,
And-
ta-da!
And now TJ is just gonna say that Worklets is running there, but it's invisible.
No. Now you can add another button, and in this button you can just do while true.
Like jam
What?
it. Okay. I'm
yeah.
gonna be jamming. So like jam it. No, not gesture pan. Come on. No. That's gonna be use
You
callback.
you can maybe just use effect and do while true there.
No. Come on, let's be professional. But you meant so like sleep or while true?
Yeah, while true is good enough.
But I also want to do an interval, not an interval, the timeout. Set timeout, and with the timeout, I want to jam it for a couple of seconds, you know, while jamming, while jamming through, jamming false in a set, and this is jamming.
I'm not sure if it's going to work, but
It's gonna work. Come on,
it looks a bit suspicious.
So you need to press the thing in order for set timeout, and then, but you need to like the set timeout. You need to.
Ta-da! Now it's gonna work. So I'm moving this. Now I'm gonna be jamming. Oh, that's a very short jamming. I'm gonna be doing the jamming.
I mean, you have no indication that it's actually jammed.
What do you mean? Oh, so okay.
You can open the inspector, I think, to show the frame rate or something.
I'm gonna be okay, fair enough. That's a good point.
Show perf monitor.
Yep. Is
yeah,
jamming
so
working?
JS is dead. It doesn't even show 0 FPS. It's just dead.
But wait, I'm still jamming. Oh no, I'm still jamming.
It works because you are using worklets, but under the hood, so we don't see it because we are already using worklets, because we are already using Reanimated 4, which is the case that I wanted to avoid, because we don't see the magic happen because magic is happening under the hood.
No, wait, but because animated style uses worklets, and
it's
I assume that
gesture
also,
handler.
This also uses worklets.
I mean, you can just have some state that changes periodically and updates without a shared value, something like this.
Okay, I know what to do. This is still be jammed, but
you should listen to the guy.
No. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Don't worry. Look, now we have two buttons. Now it's animate. Okay. Right?
It's not animating.
It is animating.
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna do with timing. Now it's gonna be animating beautifully. Or not.
I guess not, because probably it is jammed already, right?
I mean, at this point, I have little clue what's happening with this.
No worries, I have full control over that.
Kevin, you broke our guest.
No.
You broke TJ.
Everything's fine. Look, here is the function that starts jamming JS, right? Let me open here it is. So I'm setting the timeout, but but if I'm jamming, then the timeout won't run, because while jamming, that's very dumb of me. Yes, you are very correct. You know what, I'm gonna ask AI, make it jam JS for 10 seconds. In AI we trust, no worries. Look, busy loop, jam JS.
You know what it is? You know what this is? This is exactly what TJ told you to do 5 minutes ago.
Took me 5 minutes. Sorry that I'm that slow. That's what I was aiming for.
It's also funny how we have this this way of writing functions here. This old way of writing function. What is it? Function expression?
Yeah, lambda functions?
Yeah, it's not a lambda function. This one was like function brackets, etc.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if I would like to now, because this will work still because it's on gesture handler, Oh yeah, actually that's it, because now we can just jam it.
It's
Is
not
it jamming?
jamming because JS is still 60.
Oh, because it run a separate function. Done jam. It's not jamming. Okay, now it's gonna be jamming. Oh wait, it did jam. It even stopped the update for JS. Oh yeah, it was jamming. All right, nice. So now if I'm jamming, I can still move the thing around because we are using worklets with gesture handler. And now the question is, will it oh yeah, it would be nice to animate stuff, right? So instead of doing this complicated position, we'll just use X position. X position.
I'm terrified.
No, it's gonna be good because now we can use like here moving, animating. No, it's way too big with timing. Yes. See? Now it works.
Okay.
And if I'm like, let's make it smaller so it will, and faster. Quick duration, jump. See? It's so sneaky now.
Mm-hmm. Like ninja, yeah.
Yes. So, since onPress is not using a worklet, it will not run basically when the JS is being jammed.
Yes.
So now I'm jamming and I can't even press the button. Wow, okay. I didn't foresee that. Okay, we can still move it because we are using gesture handler here. Okay, so how can we actually go over this issue that I can't even press a button if JS is jammed?
You can use, again, gesture handler to handle the gesture.
Oh, to handle the press gesture.
Yes. And then in the gesture, you can do run on JS to set the shared value on the JS thread, or try to do it, because you won't do it because it will be busy jamming.
Okay,
I was skeptical about this, but we got it working actually. Like we got the working example of worklets being used for gesture handler and not being used for this other animation, and like it actually works.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
makes sense.
I'm kind of what's the word?
Not surprised?
No.
Proud?
Offended that you had doubts in my skills.
No, like
although
what I want to say is like
You need to
Tiago.
make the gesture handler root view, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now
Tiago,
we are.
would you like actually got to know this by your own without this live stream?
No, definitely not.
No way. And without Kevin and TJ.
Okay, and now look at that. We are animating still, right? With just simple view.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can jam it, and it still works.
Yeah, that was
But
actually a
like-
very interesting example of the way you can use the gesture handler to go around this issue.
And now, look at that. I'm gonna go one step ahead even. Animated. We are going to use.
But I
like-
didn't
we are
see
going
the
back and
animation
forth all the time.
stutter.
What?
I didn't see the animation stutter now.
I think
Which
it
is
doesn't
weird.
stutter. It might sometimes stutter on stream, but just because it's a stream.
Yeah. What I wanted to do was to actually do the style with opacity. Like I wanted to simulate opacity to basically, because now, like, even though we are pressing it, we are using the gesture handler. So if I would be using touchable opacity, you won't have the feedback of pressing something, which is like it's a very important part of using a mobile phone, like instant feedback, right? Because people are like overhyped
Yes.
often, and they need that instant feedback. So in order to simulate that instant feedback, we can do something like that. When there is a tapped, we can do the value equals with timing. No, actually, okay. I'm just gonna animate opacity after a click. Ta-ta-da, button opacity with 1. Why are you laughing at me? You are being mean.
I'm not laughing at you.
Yes, you are laughing with me. We are going to use with sequence to make it look sexy, because it will go to basically 0 with like very fast tap, and then we can just, yeah, we need to do that, right? Ta-da! We have thingy here, and now let's toggle on the jammer. We are jamming, and everything still works. I mean, yes,
It shows 60, but it's dead.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, how come?
The drop is here.
Because it was not. It was even too busy to update that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot get an information about frame rate because it's busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Can
we
you
gonna-
jump
you
some?
But you can
jump?
notice that the UI
Hey, that's
thread
pretty.
it keeps growing and the JS just doesn't. So that's why how you see it.
Okay.
Yep.
Now it's super
Can you
pretty.
jam it a little less?
What do you mean?
Like jam it half as hard or whatever.
That's what she said. I'm sorry. What do you mean jam it half as hard? How can
Like,
You
how
can do like set interval that will do while true for, let's say, 100 milliseconds.
Oh,
Every
that's
100
good.
milliseconds.
Yeah, and then we can modulate it, changing the interval value.
Okay, you
So
know
we
what?
can
I'm
jam
gonna,
it with some kind of scale.
Jam it with interval of 10 seconds.
10 seconds is a lot, I think.
Yeah, 10 seconds is not jamming.
Because the
I don't-
typical
I don't
use
know what
case is
happened.
that you load up some list and there's a fetch that then has to parse a 100 kilobytes worth of data. So that
Wait, so
stops
you
the JS
basically-
for a few frames.
You basically mean that we can just do
Set interval, yeah.
yeah, and then put all of that
Yeah, no, you don't have
This-
to do while.
yeah,
this-
inside. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah.
But
You
now
don't have to
just-
do it.
No,
Like,
I mean, this
set
will-
interval
this
is
will-
enough, and then you fire up set interval after set interval. You do something in the set interval without while true.
But you have to wait for some time. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
this
do
is
set
taking care of the-
interval
of
with
the
the
wait.
interval of 20 milliseconds.
no, but this will. I mean, the function from the set interval will execute immediately, and you will have like the JS will be unblocked.
Okay. I used to jam it with the set interval only.
I used to jam it with the guitar in my band.
If you change the 10,000 to 100, it should be all right
This?
in both places. I think.
Okay. But I would also like okay, I will just refresh the app. So it's gonna be done jamming, and here will be starting jamming, and I guess that we can move now as a jam. It's very jammy.
Yeah, you can see 15 FPS.
Yeah. and everything still animates nicely and works. That's very dope.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nifty shifty tricks I'm learning here.
Look, and now we've jammed it 3/4 the way. Not all the way, but 3/4 the way. So we still have 15 frames
wait,
to work with.
Oh shit. So can I actually... No way. So if I will now do 200, will I have 30 FPS?
Let's see. Probably not as mathematically precise, but conceptually
Well,
it makes sense.
Okay, it's turned on. Jam.
Somehow it works.
I have less.
I mean, yeah, because the wait is longer.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you should
Oh, yeah,
shorten
so I
it.
should... Yeah.
But it got almost halved, so the math almost works.
So now it should be 30 FPS. Jam it.
This is so funny.
Yes, 30 FPS. Almost 30. It's 30 FPS. Almost 30 FPS. Let's say it's
Yeah.
30 FPS. Wow, that's so cool.
Yep. Modulated jam.
It
Listen,
sounds like
guys.
a great product to sell.
How about we end the Reanimated 4 on this, and we will just say thank you, Software Mansion, for doing the great work with Reanimated for years and years. According to Kevin, the old way of writing Reanimated is shit, but
I mean,
the new way
in
is dope.
comparison, in comparison, yeah, like
You know what he means. He means it's great that we have this new API. That's all.
I mean, look at that.
I have something really new and fresh to show you guys, and this came out just 9 minutes ago, so it's gonna be
What?
fresher. So it's gonna be fresher than
bake
this week
cookies?
in React, because this is this hour in React Native. Okay.
Did you bake cookies when we were playing around with the code?
No, but I have a direct line to Mike Pierzchała, who showed me something. Yeah, when you were playing around with the code base, I was just chatting on the Slack, you know, just killing the time.
That's very nice of you, yeah.
Okay, so this is a tweet from Mike Pierzchała saying, installing signed iOS apps from a link coming soon to React Native Enterprise Framework S3 provider, like Fastlane, but without Ruby. And here is a... Yeah. So... like Fastlane, but without Ruby. I would
It's not a
say
riddle.
this is like Firebase, right? Firebase has this way of distributing builds to testers. So Firebase, these three.
Yeah, Firebase or like App Center.
Yeah. So Firebase app distribution. I know that like there are a bunch of steps to do that for iOS. You have to I don't know, accept the profile for developer or whatever, something like that. And then we're gonna get it.
Depends on the mode you distribute, right? Like if you distribute ad hoc, you kind of need every device UUID in one file of the signing. I don't remember exactly. But for example, if you distribute in enterprise mode, then you can just distribute it freely, just like here. But not sure if it's using enterprise here.
Yeah, but like it makes sense for testing, but it makes probably more. So testers already have a way to get your build, but it's a great way of showcasing your app to stakeholders, to like product owners or like someone from management or whatever, like someone from your clients, to actually like have ability to install the app quickly, get the updates quickly, with like some easy system for them to understand, and then like showcasing the new features.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah.
Or you run on CI and you append it to the PR or something like that, then you can test it very easily.
Yeah. Like things like that exist already. I'm happy that we are building this as well in React Native Enterprise Framework.
Yeah, this is very exciting. It's shaping up to be quite a collection of good tools.
So like generated portal. So you download the app, okay. Then you install, okay, and then it works. Easy as that. Okay, it's fine. And it's funny how with this open source thing that we discussed earlier, someone sent me a link to pull request to some library. I'm not logged into my regular account. I don't have access to all the Callstack internal projects here, but I still see this because this is like built in public and open source. And like the same thing about Reanimated, right?
Yeah.
Mark was able
Open
to
source is just great.
yeah, to like just extract the worklets 3 years ago from Reanimated and make it its own library without animations. That's amazing. Okay, guys, are we? Oh, we have a. It's up to you how you sign. Enterprise provision is not an issue. Cool.
Tell me, is it just me, or every time I want to like play around with apps I'm making, I need to basically relearn everything everything about provisioning profiles, etc. I mean, it's kind of intuitive, but it's just like annoying.
Kevin, it's easier if you don't learn anything about it at all and then let people that know it handle it for you. That's my preferred way.
But what in a situation when I'm just like working on my own personal project just with me?
Oh no. You shouldn't be doing that.
Then you just
But
use RNEF.
That's the best way to learn, though.
No, I know what you mean. Like the whole way of signing and dev certificates and provisioning profiles and all of that, it is complicated if you are not doing this on the regular basis. If you try doing this like once a year, you have to
Relearn.
relearn.
You know what? For some time, I was working on my own application, and like I really didn't want to pay this over 400 zloty for a developer program because the development builds still work. But there is one catch, very, very annoying catch. They work for 2 weeks, I think, and then they are expired. So basically, I either had to remember about redeploying my app, or I had to just like uninstall it and install it again after 2 weeks because it was expiring. If you have a developer, the program bought, then you can release this with like developer certificates and the developer provisioning profile, and it works as long as you have this account bought, right? And I hate it because it's basically like, oh, you want to play around with apps? Well, pay up.
That's the Apple way, man. That's the Apple way.
Yeah, it's designed for that, right? You can't use push notifications as well.
One thing I learned, I'm trying to like I tried to never put my phone next to my Mac because I'm afraid it's gonna like take some money from my account. Also, try not to put the wallet near your phone because they might charge something.
Time's up. We're wrapping this up. We are wrapping this up. I'm gonna do a small outro and then Kevin will do his own small outro. I want to thank both of our guests. Very knowledgeable. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Thank you so much for giving us all this knowledge about Reanimated 4. It was so nice to have you here, TJ, Tomasz. from Software Mention, one of the contributors to Reanimated, author of Worklets, Tiago Brzezinski. How do you pronounce your last name, actually?
You just need to think in more Latino way, like Thiago Brzezinski.
Portuguese.
That's not Latino, that's Italian, right? But yeah,
That's
you just
Thiago
say
Brzezinski. Oh no! You think that way because I did that. Because without the hands,
They don't do accents like that.
Yeah. So you just short way. You just say Brzezinski. Yes.
Brzezinski.
What you
Okay.
would expect, yeah.
For being here as well. I'm sure we're gonna have you here sometime soon as well. You are also like active in open source, right? Like you do some kind of things there as well.
Yeah, I think I do a little bit here and there, just not maintaining anything specifically. But you might see my face around.
Yeah, so if you do a PR or whatever, something like that in one of the libraries, just catch us on here every Thursday. We are here every Thursday, 5 o'clock Polish time, just to have some laughs. It's fun. I like spending Thursdays this way, and I want
Yeah.
to talk to you all every week. So that's great. Kevin, I'm gonna outro us out, and then like you do you, man.
But before that, TJ, you said thank you, but I also want to say my thank you.
Go ahead.
TJ, thank you so much for participating here with us. Thiago, thank you awesomely as well. It was great stream. I had a lot of fun. I learned a shit ton of things that I wouldn't be able to learn otherwise. For all of those listening, go check out things we played around with today. I would say, I'm gonna publish my repository with the things we did today, but you know what? It was easy to set up. Do it yourself. You're gonna learn much more like doing that by yourself. And it's not that hard. And if it will turn out to be hard, then you have our handles. Łukasz, can you show our handles? These are our handles on X. If you will have problems with Reanimated, you know who to hit up. If you have some topics for next stream, and you have our handles as well. But from my side, yeah, if you just want to jam, I can show you a couple of functions how to jam some stuff. We even figured out how to half jam. Quarter jam. Yeah. It's whole jam mathematics we did today. But yeah, thanks y'all. It was super fun.
Yeah, let me also say my thanks. It was great to see all this stuff from the other perspective, you know? Like, for me, all this stuff is, you know, I was like almost born with this knowledge. But then you see, I can see how hard is it to master all these concepts, and yeah, I hope to come back to you guys sometime in the future, and maybe let's wrap it up in 4 years and discuss how bad the CSS animations syntax is.
Oh, that's great. That's great. You fit on this live stream right in, you know?
Yeah, in 4 years we can just like pass the string saying rotate 40 degrees every 3 seconds, and it's gonna work.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Thiago, anything you would like to add as well?
Maybe I'll do my, since everyone did it. So I also want to extend my thank you to everyone. Thank you for hosting us. I guess that was very informative. Also, like, I was also very surprised. For example, even the Reanimated not needing shared values. Like, I thought I kind of knew the news by reading the blog posts, reading Twitter, that kind of stuff. But actually, when you actually try it, I didn't know about that. So that's very, very cool. Some very cool knowledge sharing. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you, TJ, as well. That was a very fun conversation. That's all.
Awesome. And that's what this stream is all about, learning every week learning new technology, new news, new stuff, having fun, having discussions. So thank you all again for all of those people in the comments. Thank you for having a very active. Yeah, that's no worries. That wasn't me.
That's weird. That's weird that this is happening. But yeah,
Are we
so
out?
see ya. Let's do it this way. See ya.